Thank you very much for having me today. I'm very excited to be joining all of you to chat a little bit about the Master of International Development Policy at Duke University. Duke University is one of the top 10 universities in the United States and the top university in the southeastern part of the United States. And our motto is Achieve Outrageous Ambition. And that's what our students are here to do. They're trying to find problems in the world that have been unsolvable or been very challenging and come up with new tools and new knowledge to help solve them. So I'm going to give a brief overview of our program as we only have 15 minutes, and then a little bit of a discussion of our application process, and then open the floor to any questions that you may have. So about our program is a mid-career program. So it is designed for students who have 5 or more years of work experience so that you are learning from each other in addition to the faculty or professors. And it is also very diverse cohorts. You will be part of a truly global community. Currently, of our 58 students that are enrolled, we have over 25 different nations represented, from Afghanistan to Syria, including students from Peru who are currently here on Pronabec funding. Because we're a mid-career program, we're able to have a very flexible curriculum. So you will take a handful of required core courses, but beyond that, you will work with faculty and staff to select classes from across the university to really tailor the experience towards your goals and what you would like to learn, and what skills you need to make an impact in your future career. Our faculty are renowned faculty. We have 2 types of faculty members in our program. One is a tenure track professor. So these are professors who, after their doctoral studies, enter universities and do cutting edge research. But we also have what we call professors of the practice, who have worked for many, many years in the development world in top organizations like the World Bank. And they're now here to teach our students, or the next generation, about development so that they can learn from them and continue on in this meaningful work. Finally, we offer several personalized services. For example, we have a director of writing and communication services who meets with students one-on-one to help ensure that there are very clear as well as grammatically correct so that they will appeal to a policy audience. We have a director of global careers who works specifically with international students or those seeking to work for global organizations to help build CVs, cover letters, and also a network that will be advantageous for the job market at the end of the program. So because of our flexible course structure, we actually have 2 different options in our classes. We have a traditional program, which is 4 terms or 2 years and 48 credits. And in this, you will take classes in policy analysis, empirical analysis or statistics, economic foundations, and then you'll have an elective in your first semester, as well as 2 practicums. Following that, in your spring of your first year, you will be able to take completely electives based on your interest and have another practicum and presentations. In between your first and second year, you have a required internship. So our career office will help you find placement for that. And then upon your return, you have 1 more required course in economics, and you will begin work on a master's project, which is a culminating in-depth policy analysis product based on a real-world problem that you choose to investigate. Our accelerated program is covered over 3 terms and only requires 30 credits. You will still take policy analysis and an economics class. You are encouraged to take empirical analysis, but not required. And beyond that, you have electives while you're also preparing your master's project. And in the summer, you will complete 3 to 6 credit hours, depending on your course load during the traditional academic year. To help guide you, given the vast number of electives that we offer, we have several different areas of focus. You can see them here, from social policy, such as global health, to applied economics, development management and governance, peace and conflict resolution, environmental management, as well as innovation and social entrepreneurship. And these are very broad topics, and oftentimes people are interested in things that cross over multiple ones, which is fine. These do not have required courses, but rather they help us identify faculty or courses that would be of more interest to you while you're here at Duke. For the 2-year program, you do have a required internship, and you can see here the different organizations and type of organizations that students have found internships with over the past years. Everything from the World Bank to nonprofits like Save the Children, to think tanks, to some people return to work for their governments or work for US government entities like USAID, as well as some who choose to go to academia to do research. One of the key factors that people are most interested in is what will happen upon graduation? What are the career outcomes? As you can see here, about half of our students go into government, and this is largely because many of our students are already working in their governments and they're under contract to return following their time here at Duke. Beyond that, we're pretty evenly divided between international organizations, civil society or non-governmental organizations, and the private sector. So we really have a wider range of placements for students. 8% end up going to other things, such as possibly a PhD study or to work in developing their own business as well. But this is significantly less than the other 4 areas where students find themselves after graduation. So moving on to a little bit about our application overview. Our priority deadline is January 5th. And we allow rolling admissions after that until our class size is full, which we generally look for between 30 and 35 students. Our application will close on April 15th. So you should have your application in by that at the latest date. You should allow 6 weeks for review, and there is no required scholarship application, no separate scholarship application. That's why we have the priority deadline. If you apply by the 5th of January, you have access to the most amount of MIDP or Duke University fundings. And it is also possible to apply and then wait for your the results of Pronabec, and if needed, to defer 1 to 2 years to study with us after, and you will not need to reapply. Our application materials are similar to many other programs. We have an online application that you will complete, and you will pay an $80 application fee for processing. We also have several different supplemental materials that you will upload. A copy of your most recent resume or CV, showing us your work history to date, as well as your education, your volunteer activity. And this is to help us see your work experience. We include internships, volunteer work, and any type of professional activities in our work experiences. So it's not just things post-graduation that are in the office setting or paid. We have English language test scores of IELTS of a minimum of 7, TOEFL a minimum of 90, Duolingo a minimum of 115, and our Pearson score of 64. These should be no more than 2 years old. We ask for electronic transcripts for any university where you have studied to date, even if you did not complete it for a degree. If you received a grade, we would ask to see that transcript. The purpose where you explain what you're specifically interested in within international development, because it is a broad field, and how your time at Duke will help and how you came to be interested in this. You will need to ask for 3 letters of recommendation, both from or either academic sources or professional sources that have people that have worked with you very closely in your professional career. And finally, we have an optional 1-minute video where you can share what development means to you. You can record this on any platform that you would like, post it to YouTube or on Google, and then share the link with us. So before I open the floor to questions, I would like to share with you a quote from a graduate of Duke University, Tim Cook, who is now the CEO of Apple. And in 2018, he gave our commencement or graduation speech. And in it, he challenged Duke students to not just accept the world you inherit today or to accept the status quo. No big challenge has ever been solved and no lasting impact has ever been achieved unless people dare to try something different. And that's really what we're going to push our students to do, to learn new knowledge, new skills that they can then implement in their home country or across the globe to make meaningful change and to have lasting impacts, not only for themselves, but their communities and the globe. If you have any questions or you would like to know more about our scholarships or our application process or any other things about Duke, please see our website, dcid.sanford.duke.edu/MIDP, or you can email midpinfo@duke.edu, which will take you directly to my inbox. And so I will be able to respond and set up a one-on-one meeting to talk more about your specific interest, background, and how it aligns with the mission of the Master of International Development Policy program. So I'd like to thank everyone, and now I'm going to open it for any questions.